got your sons, a couple of them.
You said a couple. I only got a couple. I only got a couple. Yeah, the basement's unfinished. Most of the basements in Cleveland are unfinished. We need some Gatorade. You know?
Nigga, you good?
People ask about like how I got here, like my word got me here, keeping my word. When I seen Matt and them having an event before Earn Your Leisure became what they are today, they had an event in Washington, D.C. I invited a couple of my friends to go with me. I was like, hey, they having this event up here. All of them had excuses, all of them. One of them here. I ain't gonna put them on blast. So here's the thing, I got in the car and I drove to DC by myself. Most of the time on this journey, you're gonna have to go by yourself. Most of the time on this journey with your goals, people gonna say they unrealistic. I can remember plenty times on this journey and people like, you still doing that real estate thing? People in my family was asking me that. You still doing that real estate thing? And I just always smiled. They don't ask me that no more, but they was asking me that and they're like cracking jokes. Most of the time you gotta go by yourself. Wanting to change your life from what everybody else, they normal average fucking life is, like it's gonna be unrealistic. You can't expect them to understand. You can't expect them to understand like how you walk away from a six-figure job, how you fire your boss. You can't expect them to understand that if that's your goal. That's why it's important to be in environments like this where you're around other people that's unrealistic, that decided that they not about to settle for less, that decided that they're gonna wake up to the sound of opportunity instead of an alarm clock. You gotta constantly be around those people or be by yourself because people gonna think you crazy. They thought I was crazy when I was walking in the dealership saying I'm window shopping. Seriously, they ain't really want to take care of me. This is a pull up in a used car. They like, it's a different story today. Went in to get the Range Rover. It was sitting on the showroom floor. I looked at it, opened the door, looked through it. I was like, yeah, I want it. I was like, what's the next step? He said, yeah, we got to run your credit. I was like, wait, I ain't doing credit, I'm doing cash. He like, oh, that's even better. But it's different. But I had to put in work in order to get to that point. Don't misunderstand when my method of paying cash for stuff. I still feel the way that it felt when my truck got repoed. I don't want to feel that again. I know how it felt when I lost all my properties and I wanted to give up and quit. And so I don't want to feel that again. So that's why I hustle hard to put myself in a position to where I can pay cash. And my only thing is this, for all of you, it's okay to use whatever means that you got to use in order to get to wherever you want to go. But as human beings, as the smartest species on the planet, at some point you should have an option to whether you want to go to a job or not. You should have an option. You should have an option whether you want to pay cash for your car or not. An option. You should have an option whether you want to pay cash for a house or not. An option. There's no way that we can be the most intelligent species and you ain't got no options. You got to keep doing the same thing until you die with no options. That don't make sense to me. That makes no sense. So put yourself in a position to where you have options. Keep your name good. When your name good, people have you top of mind when situations come up. When I was on my federal sabbatical, I used to walk back and forth in my cell, acting like I was on the stage, speaking to people, walking back and forth. At midnight, I would sleep all day while everybody else was up, telling lies. I would sleep. I would wake up around midnight. I would stay up from midnight to 8 in the morning to after breakfast. At midnight, everything quiet. They all sleep. They all lied out. And so I'm inside of my cell, walking back and forth like I'm in front of an audience. I introduce myself, coming to the stage, needs no introduction. The king from Cleveland, Ohio, 79th and Superior to be exact. Hey, come on up to the stage. Everybody give it up for Wynn. And I clap for myself. Then I run up right to the door. And they're like, man, give yourself a round of applause for showing up. Come on, in real life, come on. Yeah, so I would do that, but y'all wasn't there, right? It was a couple people there, but and so I would walk back and forth. And now today, I'm doing it in real time. When Earn Your Leisure went to London, because me and Matt got a good rapport, Matt was like, hey, bro, we going to London in 2 weeks. Pull up. I pulled up. In London, when they hit the stage, I wasn't supposed to be on the stage, but something told me, coach was like, man, just go walk up on the stage. Matt will tell you, I wasn't supposed to be on the stage. I wasn't on the flyer. We was all in VIP. They all went to the stage. And so I was standing there. Normally I just chill and just be calm. And so I was sitting there. I was like, coach was like, man, take your ass up on the stage. So I went, got on the stage. I was halfway on the stage, 1 foot up, standing next to Matt, 1 foot down. And so when everybody spoke, Rashad was looking for Kiana. So he's looking for Kiana, like he on the stage, so he looked like this, and he seen me. He said, oh, we got the king from Cleveland in the building. Come bless the mic. They gave me the microphone. When I grabbed the microphone, coach gave me a play. I lit the audience up. But that happened because of the relationship. That happened because Everything that I mapped out, I executed on it. Until I didn't look at my clock. I don't care about turbulence. I executed until I spoke it into existence. So I was in London speaking, right? And so that same year, they went back to London again in October. Matt said, bro, we going to London. Do you want to speak? Yes. Me and my oldest daughter flew to London. And I had an opportunity to speak in London again. In London 2 times the same year. But that's how life works when you decide that you ain't selling it for less. That's how life works when people know that you solid. That's how life works when you're intentional about building and maintaining great relationships. You always invited. When you're intentional about relationships, you always invited. But when you do the opposite of that, you ain't invited. You don't get those opportunities. People don't want you around because you don't display the same thing. You're not impeccable with your word. Relationships. Relationships, relationships, relationships. I get most of my deals through relationships. People know I do good business. They know I'm gonna do what I say I'm gonna do. With my mentor, Akeem, I've got some of the biggest deals in my life through him. Why? Because our first transaction that we did on a handshake, 6 months later, the deal closed. 6 months. With most people, when the time lapsed, they try to come back to the table and renegotiate. Oh, let me get it for this because of that. Or they ain't got the money when it's time to produce. I got the call, the title company ready. Just 6 months later. Okay, I'm ready. Wire the money right to the title company. We did another deal, the exact same thing. We did another deal, the exact same thing. People have you top of mind when you do good business, when you do what you say you're gonna do. People don't have you top of mind when you waste their fucking time. That's why you gotta be clear about what you want and the strategy that you're gonna focus on so you don't waste people's time. A lot of people don't admit that they wasted people's time. That's why the wholesaler ain't calling you back. They need the money like right now today, so I'm not calling you on an if. I done sent you 5 properties that I know that was deals and you backed out. Every situation you backed out or came up with something at the last minute, you agreed on a handshake, now you're changing it. I'm not sending you no more deals. I want to do business with you. I'm the same way. If we do a transaction and you do the opposite of what you told me you're gonna do, I take you off my list. I don't care who you are. I don't want to do business with people like that. That's why you got to be clear about your buying criteria. Are you gonna focus on retail flips? Is it gonna be wholesaling? Is it gonna be turnkey? Is it gonna be inner city? Is it gonna be suburbs? It's gonna be 2 families, single families. Be clear. So when you're networking and talking to people, they could be clear about what you want versus every time they see you, you saying you want something different. Oh, I want this. No, be clear and don't switch your strategy up based upon what's going on around you and what other people are doing. I watch people do that. I sit down with people, we get clear about the strategy that best fit their current situation, and then the next time I talk to them, they talking about, yeah, I'm about to get this house in Lorraine. How the fuck did you come up with that? How you buying a house in Lorraine? That ain't what we talked about. So a lot of times people not coachable. They not. Be coachable and be clear about what you want. And don't keep changing. Like, get clear, stay one path. Like, if you going all in on real estate, if you want real estate to really take care of you, focus on real estate. If you ain't really sure, get a partner that's gonna focus on real estate day in, day out, and you split the money with them while you go do something else. But in order to get the most from this game, you gotta give it your undivided attention. You gotta give it your undivided attention. You can't be halfway in and halfway out. My mentees that hit their first 6 figures, first 7 figures, they all the way in. They all the way in. If you're not gonna be all the way in, find you something else to do. If you want this game to really pay you, be all the way in. Be all the way in. The opportunity is here. It's not a shortage of opportunities in Cleveland, Ohio. It's not a shortage. It's a shortage of people that consistently wake up looking for properties. That's what it's a shortage of. I know people lying when they tell me certain things or they can't find. I know why you can't find it. You looking once a week. You only look when you feel like it. You find something wrong with every solution. You ain't coachable. In your mind, you're figuring out everything that can go wrong. So you're attracting everything that can go wrong. And then I look at the other mentees, they're killing shit. So what's the difference? And 85% of them, 90% of them don't live in Cleveland. How are they finding deals and you right here in Cleveland? Like, you wake up in a 216 area code, that's Cleveland area code, and these people live in Atlanta, Miami, Toronto, LA. How are they finding opportunities? How they on a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 deal, and you live right here, and you telling me it ain't no fucking opportunities? Do that make sense to y'all? My advice, go study the people that's getting deals. Study the people that's getting to the closing table. Because it's real easy to see them. I tag them almost every day. You can't make that up. It's easy to vet me out. People are like, is he really real? Is you really real? That's what it is. They know that they quit every fucking thing. That's why, man, you think this guy for real? If you can't look at my social media page and tell if I'm real or not, something wrong with you. Period. Because it ain't just me on my social media page. You see my kids, you think I made that up? I watch people that make and force their kids to do it. My kids really do it without me. You can't make that up. How they run through properties and how they coaching people for free. They about to start charging now, but it's like, you can't make that up. You can't make that up. And then you got my mentees. You can't make that up. They ain't all of them lying for me. Like, you see the whole process. Not just when they buy the house, you see them, the rehab, you see the properties done. You come to the infield training, you see real properties. You see people that really know me, you see mentees here, like, this is real. If there's any question, it's the man or the woman in the mirror. That's the only question about this. That's the only problem. It's the person in the mirror. It ain't no question as if this real or if it's opportunities in Cleveland. If you can make 5 figures in Cleveland, 6 figures in Cleveland, 7 figures in Cleveland, that ain't a question. The answer is in your reflection. Y'all ready for the next property? Sure. Let's roll. When you're looking for contractors, Home Depot, I still do this. When I go to Home Depot in the mornings, I take pictures of those work vehicles that's outside of Home Depot. You know, the ones that got their company logo on it, I take pictures of those. When I go in Home Depot, if I'm in the plumbing aisle, I'm talking to plumbers. Electrical aisle, I'm talking to electricians. When I go to specific trade stores, whether the flooring store, the plumbing store, the heating store, I'm getting business cards. They leave their business cards in those stores. When I'm doing business, whether it's any of the suburbs, Garfield Heights, Cleveland Heights, they have a list of approved contractors in every city. So when you go to the building department, they got a list of approved contractors for those cities.
Where do you go for that?
Any building department. We're still in 44120, so the same strategies apply that we talked about earlier. So the question was, how do I come up with how much I'm gonna sell the property for? Because I say I don't go for the max comp amount. So say if I can save the comp 140, I'm gonna go 130. So this is my son, Brian. This is his property. Like I said, I wasn't sure the number that he paid for it. Well, how much you paid for it?
10,000.
Oh, 10,000. What's your rehab budget?
Like 70,000.
What's the ARV?
A couple hundred something. I don't know the exact ARV.
Okay. So I wanted to, again, we came from a 3-family that was finished. Wanted you all to be able to see one before it's completely finished. So y'all can walk through. We're gonna stay here probably 15 minutes. So 15 minutes, just walk through. We come back out front, we have a conversation, answer questions, and then we go to the last house. The last house is going to be a finished single family. Since y'all seen one in the rough stages, we're gonna go to one of my mentees' finished single family home that they about to put on the market in the next week or so. So y'all can walk through. Some of y'all can start on the outside and then go in. If y'all was looking at this property to buy, how would y'all look at it? Most of the time when the basement's wet in Cleveland, because most of the basement's damp. Like if you walk through properties that's on the MLS or properties that wholesalers selling, most of the basements are damp. But here's a couple of reasons why the basement damp. Most of the time it's not that the foundation is bad. Most of the time the house don't have gutters on it. And if it don't have gutters, the water gonna run right in the basement. Sometimes it got gutters, but the gutters are backed up because trees are overhanging the gutters, so they backed up and the water going backflow out of the gutters instead of flowing through the gutters like it's supposed to. So that's gonna go straight down to the foundation. If the driveway is pitched towards the foundation, the water gonna start to go in the basement. And so you just need to re-pitch the driveway. So if it got concrete blocks running along the side of the foundation and they pitch towards the foundation, the water going into the basement. You gotta tear out those concrete blocks along the foundation, replace them and pitch them towards the driveway where the water runs to the front of the house. So most of the time, that's the solution. Most of the time, it's not a bad foundation.
Like worried about that?
No, you don't. Like, cause that's the solution for it. And if you think that it's something more and you're not sure, that's when you have your GC walk through. But most of the time it's been that. Like we've got a lot of great deals because people walk through, they see moisture, they think the foundation bad. But we know that the foundation is not bad and we know it's a simple fix. It's either putting new gutters on, cleaning the gutters that's there, re-pitching the driveway where you pitch it away from the foundation and then you just coat the walls with dry lock. They sell it at Home Depot and Lowe's. It's to coat it for the moisture. And then we paint that. Any questions about this house while we're here with the owner? How much did you pay for this house?
10,000.
Purchase price was 10,000. How did you find it?
Wholesale.
Through a wholesaler. Y'all been here wholesaling all day. We find most of our properties from wholesalers. The purchase price was 10,000. The rehab is 70. The ARV is about 200. You said, what did the wholesaler get it for? So here's the thing with that. Most wholesalers don't have the money to keep it because they like I was when I was 20-something. All my money went to the club, the cars too soon and all that. So most of them don't have the money to buy the houses. They gotta sell them. Here's another thing about wholesalers. Wholesalers are the hardest working people in real estate. I'll repeat, wholesalers are the hardest working people in real estate. They work harder than everybody. Who else you know that's gonna make 1,000 calls a week, getting cussed out, getting hung up on, and they keep making calls? Who else else you know that's gonna send out 1,000 letters or postcards to people asking them if they wanna sell their house? Who else you know? Who else you know gonna look at 30 houses and don't get one offer accepted and look at another 30 next week? Wholesalers. That's why you wanna become best friends with wholesalers. I love wholesalers, but you gotta go through 30 or 40 of them to find one good one, but it's worth it. You gotta go through 30 or 40 of them to find one good one. I love wholesalers because they do all the work. I'm not sending out 1,000 mailers. I'm not calling nobody. I'm gonna build a relationship with a wholesaler. And then I'm gonna prove to them that I'm a real cash buyer. I can close. I prove to them that, listen, even if I ain't interested and it don't fit my criteria, I got 200 mentees that's interested. Send me all your deals. You got anything in Cleveland, Ohio, send it to me. If it's a deal, I'm guaranteeing you that I can get it sold. Guarantee. Is that the truth or the truth? Y'all ready to go to the next property? Let's roll.